All right, and here we are. It's the Get Back. Welcome. We have no female presence in the room. It's
No,
just a bunch of men in here.
that's right.
It's me and Daniel here. Daniel, what's going on? How we doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? We are the Get Back. This is our makeup stream for not streaming last Sunday. This is like when you fail a test and your teacher's like, you didn't do that bad, but we have the makeup coming up. Try to do better on that one. That's kind of what this is. We're trying just to make up what we did. But we failed last test, trying to make up for it.
Yeah.
So, or like we're a lot of overdue homework to catch up on.
Yeah. And
We're procrastinators.
and by fail, we mean we all wanted to sleep, so we went to bed.
Yeah.
So-
But you know what's funny? We did doom scroll before we went to bed.
oh yeah, we doom scrolled.
We
We all
did
sat
doom
here
scroll.
just like this.
You just see this video? You just see this video? You just see this video?
Yo, this guy, he builds houses. You see that?
He built a house.
You see that shit? Yo, this
He
this
does-
woman's rowing across the fucking ocean. I remember that shit. Oh, I love this guy's videos.
This guy's eating 50 edibles at one time. Look at how great it is.
This guy's using Hamburger Helper for a $3 meal.
This woman's putting s'mores in her air fryer. It looks great.
That was us for like 30 minutes.
30 minutes straight. Well, yeah, we're here now. We have a lot to catch up on. Kind of casual, kind of chill, just chill Friday.
Chill Friday. A lot of the
Chill
more
Friday.
legal topics are gonna be on fucking
Yes.
Sunday. Sunday, welcome to court.
Welcome to court. We're gonna title the episode.
Mad
Welcome to court.
shit's going on. Everybody's in court for a bunch of different reasons. Okay, even this,
And they're all in the NFL.
even this guy that we're about to bring up. This guy has also got his own attorneys and shit, his representatives and all this shit. It's Brandon Sorsby. Okay, our gambling goat. our our top 10 quarterback.
Our top 10 quarter.
All right.
Listen, when it comes to gambling in the NFL, this is your guy.
What's the over under on his touchdowns for the season? Let me shout out to him. But so the NFL, right? They always hold an supplemental draft, right? It's for the people who weren't eligible for the NFL draft, right? So they get kind of another chance. And most times teams don't take any players, right? But this time they had a guy named Brandon Sorsby, quarterback out of Texas Tech. And he potentially could have got taken, right? There was so much chatter about, I'd spend a first round pick on him. I give up a second round pick on him. I give up a third, easy, right? And then all of a sudden, the NFL conveniently ain't going to have the supplemental draft. I wonder why. By the way, it's sponsored by FanDuel and DraftKings. Don't forget it.
Not Kelshi.
Not Kelshi. No, not yet.
Kelshi.
Not yet.
Not- Oh God,
Fucking-
I'll lose my shit that day.
Yeah.
I'll lose my shit that day. I really will.
With the AI generated ads. Let's go.
Go. We won.
Fucking hate that shit.
My team did it.
What about on Polymarket? Sponsored by Polymarket. Okay? Come on, guys.
Sure.
Sponsored by Bet365.
Hey, they've been around for a long time. Bet365 been around for a long time. Shout out to Bet365. But yeah, I have an opinion about this decision by the NFL. I don't want to phrase this. I think it's bullshit. That's how I want to phrase it. Which I'm gonna go right into it. So this is my thing, right? Brandon Sorsby, he admitted that he was gambling and betting during his redshirt freshman year at Indiana. Didn't say anything until recently, and on the investigation came out when he was at Texas Tech. lost his eligibility for Texas Tech, whatever, and didn't get drafted because of the investigation, whatever. Brandon Sorsby, to me, is a 22-year-old kid who admitted he made a mistake, admitted that he messed up, and has admitted himself into rehab for his mistake and admitted himself into addressing his problem, right? That's what I'll say first. Now, does Brandon Sorsby deserve to be punished for what he did? Yes, he does. He did gamble. He admitted to it, and he does deserve some type of punishment, right? The NFL has a very, very hard stance when it comes to gambling. They have established this, right? Supplemental draft is, he wasn't going to get paid like a first-round quarterback. He wasn't going to be, touted as a big prospect. He wasn't going to get the hoopla and whatever, right? And he would have been a first-round quarterback if he was eligible, right? He would have got paid. He would have got, a team would have put all the investment into him. He would have been part of the future, whatever. To my knowledge, and to what I understand, Brandon Sorsby was the only player eligible to go into a supplemental draft. And it's the first time ever the NFL has canceled the supplemental draft. Now, they have it every year, kinda, but nobody's really in it. So they never really, have the draft. But sometimes they do, and maybe picks don't get used, the picks do get used and whatever. But it's very rare that the draft is canceled. Very rare. I think I saw a quote where the last time was 2009 for a different quarterback for a different situation, right? So this doesn't happen often. So they are clearly punishing Brandon Sorsby for his actions and for what he did. And by that means they're basically taking a year from his football career, right? They're stopping him from playing. The NCAA has said, you're not coming near Texas Tech. You're not playing for us anymore. You're done. Nobody wants to take a chance on this guy. And to me, I understand. I do. I do understand where they're coming from, the situation. Okay, yeah, maybe he deserves to be, punished. He did gamble, and they have a strict gambling policy. Brandon Sorsby wasn't an NFL player when he did this, though. Right? He was a college kid. He was a freshman. He was an 18-year-old kid who made a mistake. There are people in the NFL who rape, who have hit their wives, who have killed people, who have actively, been under investigation, who have been to jail, who have violated their probation.
Drove 140 on a 60.
40 miles an hour. The list goes on. But yet it's still proof that as long as you don't gamble, you could be in the NFL. And I find that to be ridiculous. Because this situation is so much different than NFL gambling situations we've had before. Right? He did it in college. He was an NFL quarterback. So what gives you the right to even punish him as an NFL quarterback if he's not even in your league? That doesn't make sense. And then it's the fact that he's been to rehab. He admitted he was wrong, and he's trying to better himself. Right? And I get it. I understand that he violated a gambling policy. He was in the wrong. He was a free punch. That's fine. But I also believe in second chances, and I believe that this is a kid who's 22 years old, mind you. He is a kid. He's not like Michael Penix, who came to the NFL at 25, right? He went to 4 years of college. He did his time, did what he needed to do. And he's trying to better himself as a person by going to rehab and admitting that he was wrong. And he realized he wants to start his NFL career now, and he wants to better himself. This is a kid that has a pretty good head on his shoulders right now. And you want to deny him because of what he did 4 years ago? You don't want to let him into your league that you're not paying him first-round money for, by the way. He's going to get a very minimum contract. He just wants a chance. He wants an opportunity. That's all he wants. He just wants to play football. And you're not even allowing him to do that. I find that to be a bit... Now, if you want to say that, okay, he gets drafted, he gets suspended, it's the same thing, okay, sure. But let him get drafted. Let him have a team to work with. I'm sure plenty of teams would have been like, okay, we'll take him for a year and you spend it for half a year. Sure, no problem.
You want to know why, Daniel?
But you're not even.
You want to
Yes.
know why? Let's keep it a stack. None of these NFL teams give a fuck about gambling.
They don't.
They don't. They would have taken him with open arms and would have been like, "Wait, what? You did what in college? Who gives a fuck? Like, who cares? Fuck. Like, this is the NFL now, buddy."
We've seen so much shit happen in college on draft night, and teams say, "You'll slide like 10 picks, you'll be fine."
Yeah.
Like, we've seen people smoke weed on camera. We've seen so many incidents that involve domestic violence with prospects.
Drugs
We've
as
seen
well.
drugs all over the place. And teams are like, he's got issues, but he'll be okay.
Yeah, we can fix him.
We can
fix him.
Maybe he slides to the second round. Maybe he's a third round pick. Oh, he's super athletic, but he's got a problem. Fourth round guy. Second round talent, fourth round issues. Like, we've seen it before. And this is Brandon Sorsby, who was a first round talent. Arguably could have been a top 3 pick in this year's draft and definitely next year's draft. Right? So it's very much possible that if he was eligible, he probably would have went in the first round.
Very much.
A team would have took a chance on him.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McVay would have drafted him in a heartbeat. So it's like you have this kid who has all the potential in the world. He's a kid. He made a mistake. He's owning up to it. And you're not even going to give him the chance to at least get a second chance because of what he did with gambling. And gambling is a serious problem. It very much is a serious problem. I'm not downplaying that. But the fact that there are people in the NFL who have committed, in my opinion, a lot worse and not be punished to this degree is a bullshit decision by the NFL.
Yeah. Everything you just said, I concur. I agree. It's like, Roger, you don't want to like predict like how many touchdowns he's going to have in his first game? Like, you don't want to do the over under on that, Roger? Like, come on, Raj. Come on. Like, it is very hypocritical because the organization of the NFL as a whole, they can promote gambling, they can promote a bunch of things, but if you dare even do it, it's a problem. But you're promoting it. That's like a person who owns a fast food restaurant then says fast food is awful for you. Brother, you own the McDonald's. Like, am I bugging? Like, so we're just being hypocrites now. We're just being hypocrites, right? And then the CFL don't even want to give him a chance. He did this in college. The NCAA have already gave him his warning. Have already not let him back in the league.
Right.
Why does this matter to NFL? Unless there's a contract that states that they're both in cahoots, which they're not. So Brandon Sorsby's just going to have to wait a year and just train. And that's pretty much it. And then I don't even know if they'll have to let him back in. They'll have to let him into the league for the next year's draft. Because then that will be actual collusion. Like, you're actually colluding only against him to not be able to join because of gambling. So I think the NFL is silly. You promote this shit all the time. I get it. It is a standard, though. Like, if you fuck with gambling, you're cooked. Your ass is grass. You're never coming back. So, but he didn't do it in the NFL. You know? It's a bit shaky.
And you know what it is, too, and this is the last thing I'll say. The NFL came out with a statement about it, and to kind of paraphrase, they were like, we're doing this to keep our integrity to the league. And it's like, your integrity is already compromised because now you're, like you said, it's hypocritical. You promote sports betting. You promote gambling. You promote all of these ads and all these revenue shares that you get from sports betting and gambling. And yet, here's somebody that is owning up to sports gambling as it being a problem for him and it being an issue that he had in the past, and he wants to fix himself for that. That should be what you should promote when it comes to sports betting, sports gambling. Like, that should be your pillar right there. And it's like, you want to deny that, and you want to keep your integrity to the league. Your integrity's been fucked since 2010. Like I'm sorry. Like, as much as I love the NFL and I love football, this sport is full of absolute degenerates everywhere. And it's like it's not it's look, I don't think, again, what he did was wrong and he deserves to be punished for it, and the NFL has made their stance clear when it comes to gambling and everything like that. But this situation has just completely made no sense. It's blown everything out of proportion, and it's made him seem like the ultimate villain when he's actually not. He's a 22-year-old kid trying to do right by himself. How could you not love that story? And you want to make him out to be the villain in this league? I don't know. I hope that Brandon Sorsby has a great 2026 wherever he is, that he's able to also be in a good mental health space, because this is a tough situation to be in. It's sad that we're involving a kid, a 22-year-old prospect, and it's not like a grown man. You know, I hope that, he's good and that he trains well and that teams still look at him, and that there's going to be a team that takes a chance on him. There's going to be. In a 27 draft, whether it's in the first round, third round, fourth round, it could be in the seventh round, somebody's picking Brandon Sorsby. He just has that kind of talent. He had the talent this year. He could have been the second quarterback off the board, arguably the first. If he was at Texas Tech this year, they'd probably have a chance for a national title. Like, he's that good of a... Like, this isn't like... We're talking about like a fourth-round guy. This is a guy that would have went top 5 in this year's draft. And maybe next year's draft as well. So, I hope the best. I hope a team takes a chance on him next year. I hope a team is able to kind of stick it to the NFL and they're able to do what they need to do. So, shout out to Brandon Sorsby.
And why is it going to be the Jets?
No, it's not.
Okay.
We don't do stuff like that.
All right, fair enough. All right, but you know what team does do stuff that is crazy and groundbreaking? So let's go to the hardwood. Let's go to the court here. The Miami Heat have done something for the first time since they signed LeBron James. I believe it was 2010, right?
Yeah.
The Miami Heat have traded for Milwaukee Bucks superstar Giannis Antetokounmpo. Woo! Fucking hell. They traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis in exchange for Tyler Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware, Kasparis Janiskanen, the Miami Heat 13 overall pick, another first-round pick, in 2031, 2033, 2030 first-round pick swap, and a 2023 second-round pick. Giannis is finally off of the Bucks. I feel like I've been saying it for 3 fucking years now. He doesn't want to be there. Get him off the team. And he finally is gone. Daniel, how do we feel about this? We have a short about this. We have shorts about Giannis being like, well, good things come to those who wait. It's like, what the fuck do you mean, bro? Do you want in or want out? You all up and down the streets of Broadway, but yet, Milwaukee's where I'm trying to be. I'm upset with the organization. Well, yo, pick one, bro. And the Bucks picked for him. And they picked the Miami Heat. So, shout out to the Sunshines of Miami from the gloomy fucking winters of Wisconsin. Nice.
So, I'll say this, right? I think for Giannis and for the Bucks, this is a good trade, right? This is a great trade. I think you are getting off of your headache. Giannis was a great player for you, but he was becoming a headache. You're trying to rebuild. That's fine. That's great. You got a really good package. Jaime Jaquez is a really good young shooter. Tyler Hero is an all-around great scorer. The other prospect that they got is also really good. 3 first-round picks. And Giannis has 2 years left on his deal, so it's not like you're trading away a big-time contract, so you can kind of get away with some money as well. Look, for the Bucks, you're rebuilding. You're getting young players, you're recouping assets, and you're trying to rebuild this team and find your next superstar. You're going to be bad next year. You are, right? You're trying to get a higher pick, a higher ceiling. No superstars coming to Milwaukee. they're gonna suck for a while. You have to kind of restart all over again, which kind of sucks for them. But that's what you got to do in the NBA. And we have a whole thing about tanking and whatever. So the Bucks will be tanking for a while. Um, Giannis brought you a title. As crazy as it sounds, he brought Milwaukee a title. He did something really great. All Stars, MVPs. So Giannis was all he could do in Milwaukee. In my opinion, and Giannis is a great player. Giannis is an absolute freak of nature. He can do everything a center can do apart from shoot. But he's great otherwise. He's an elite scorer, great defender, MVP, All-Star, whatever. In my opinion, the Heat gave up way too much in this deal. The Heat gave up way too much for Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? Because when I first saw the deal, and I was like, okay, Tyler Hero, 3 first-round picks, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think that's a trade that Miami can live with. And then I saw and more, and I'm like, oh shit. So I think if you're Miami, I understand it, and I understand, not the desperation, but like what you needed to do. And Giannis is great; he's fantastic. But then you're pairing him with Bam Adebayo, and like, how's that really gonna work when you really think about it? Giannis at the 5, Bam at the 4. Bam's a decent shooter, but he's not a great shooter for a 4. And Giannis can't score at will. And you got Andrew Wiggins there. Cool.
You got Davion
I
Mitchell
guess.
there. You got
Davion Mitchell
Norman
scores
Powell's
9 points a game.
Norman Powell's a good
But
player.
here's the thing. Norman Powell's a free agent.
Shit.
Right.
God
so
damn.
They're not re-signing Norman Powell because they also had no cap space. Because you have Andrew Wiggins on the contract, now you have Giannis on the contract. So you can't really sign Powell for what he wants unless he takes a massive, and I mean massive, pay cut.
Do you know?
So you're filling out this roster with vet minimums.
Do you know the Spider-Man meme where they're just looking at each other and pointing? So it's Giannis, Milwaukee, and Miami, and they're the same fucking situation. Milwaukee didn't have enough talent. Miami doesn't have enough talent. And they knew that they needed to make a change because they would have just been stuck in mediocrity the entire time if they didn't even try something, right? So they went out and got Giannis, right? Amazing player. Fantastic. Who's on your bench? Starting 5?
Listen.
If you re-sign Norman Powell, I can get behind. I like Andrew Wiggins. Right. I like Norman Powell. I like Giannis. I like Bam. Davion Mitchell, good defense at the point guard position. I like that. I could see the vision. Who's the 6th and 7th man? It's giving Milwaukee all over again. It's giving mediocrity all over again. It's giving that, we're going to be, in 2 years, Giannis is going to be like, this team's not up to par. Well, no shit, because they traded their par to Milwaukee to get you. So of course they have no par. They're not that good of a team. Bam and you could probably, Bam and Giannis just as itself can lead you to a playoff spot. I can see that. Are you getting by a 3rd seed, 4th seed? Are you gonna get by the 5th seed? Like, are you really gonna make it out the play-in? I don't know.
This is assuming that Giannis plays a full season, which he hasn't done in like a couple years.
Yeah. Because didn't he just tear his Achilles? Or am I bugging?
Maybe a few years ago, but he hasn't played like this upcoming year. He didn't play like more than 40 games, I don't think. Like, he's been an injury-prone player. So then you have Bam Adebayo and who? You know what it's giving to me, Lewis? It's giving me Damian Lillard to Milwaukee. All over again. Isn't that funny? Like, you traded for Dame because you needed a new talent, you needed another elite scorer to pair with Giannis. Okay.
All right.
Who else was going to be on this team?
He had a right calf strain. Okay, it wasn't an Achilles, but it almost got there, though.
But look, I think my thing is similar. Like, who's on this bench? And like, you can find guys on vet minimums. You can. That's not impossible. And if there's a team that's gonna do it, it's gonna be the Heat. God knows it's gonna be the Heat. But it's like, you can't convince me they're a top 4 team. Like, you can't. Like, Giannis and Bam is fun and cool, but is it really gonna work out the way we think? When has a 2-tower system worked in the NBA? Realistically, when's the last time a 2-tower system worked? The last time we tried it was Gobert and Cat, and how'd that work out? You know what I mean? Like, when has a two? Like, we had it was DeAndre Ayton and somebody else in the Suns.
They tried it with Mobley and Allen.
Mobley and Allen. How's that working out? Okay, you made it to the conference final. Cool. You got swept by the Knicks. Shot the Knicks. Knicks. Knicks in 4. But it's like, notoriously, these don't work anymore. This type of system. And I get it. It's the Heat. If there's a team that's gonna figure it out, it'll be the Miami Heat and Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. And Eric Spoelstra is a fantastic coach. But unless Tom Thibodeau's coaching this team, they ain't going 40 minutes every night. Like, these starters aren't gonna be. They're gonna be on the bench. Giannis is not playing back-to-back. So it's like, I can't convince myself this is a top 4 team. Is it a top 7? Is it a first-place play-in team? Okay. Cool. Maybe it's a first-round win against a really kind of young but up-and-coming team? Okay. Can they beat the Pistons in round 1? Maybe. In a close series? Can they beat, what do they call it? Can they beat the Magic in a series? Sure. Or are they better than the Celtics? Are they better than the Cavs? Are they better than the Pistons in the regular season? Are they better than the Knicks in the regular season? I don't think so.
Nobody's better than the Knicks ever. That's right.
It's like, this is the thing. It's like, you made this great trade for a great player, but he comes with issues and he comes with problems, and now you just gutted half of your roster and your entire shooting roster, your entire scoring bench, for one guy who, when we look at the aggregate, can't make up that scoring.
And you know what's funny? It was between the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics for the most part. The Boston Celtics offered the Milwaukee Bucks Jaylen Brown and I think 2 or 3 first-round picks. Milwaukee wanted more. And the Boston Celtics knew that they weren't going to give up more. Because who else would they have to give up? Derek White.
That was immediately where I went.
Peyton Pritchard. You're going to have to give one of those guys up. And the Celtics understand that because they're a good organization. And also maybe a prospect here and there. Like, we're not going to give up that much. Jaylen Brown is already a superstar. Jaylen Brown's way closer to Giannis than Bam is closer to Giannis. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a bean.
Right.
Like for Tyler Hero, yuck. Like, realistically, you could have got Jaylen Brown and kept the majority of your team good.
And like Lewis too, if I'm being honest, if I had a choice between keeping Hero or keeping Bam, I'm keeping Hero. Right? Am I crazy for that? Like
a little bit.
But hear me out, right? But hear me out. But hear me out. Right? If I'm doing a trade for Giannis, right? And I get a choice between Bam and Hero and who I get to trade, I'd rather trade Bam because his Hero comes with scoring. Now the trade value comes down a little bit more. Maybe I can keep a guy like Giannis. Maybe I can keep a guy like the guy whose name's hard to pronounce, who's also a really good player. I just don't know how to pronounce his name.
Yeah.
The guy with a P.
Khalil Ware, too.
Maybe
you probably could have kept.
Khalil Ware. Like, maybe you keep one of these guys on to help with your roster. You're not handicapped by this insane cap that comes with both of them. And you get rid of Bam. And I listen, I'm not the biggest Bam Adebayo fan. I'm really not. I think the guy is good, not great. I don't see him as a 1A player. I just don't. He's a really good talent. He could do a lot of good things. Is he going to carry a team to the championship? No. So for me, him and Tyler Hero are kind of one and the same, but they do different things. I understand that. So because they do different things, like Tyler Hero and Giannis together would be a better partnership than Bam and Giannis together. That's why I would rather keep Hero over Bam if I had a choice. Now, I don't know if Miami had a choice or if Milwaukee really wanted Tyler Hero. I don't know. But if I had a choice, I would rather keep Hero over Bam if I'm trading for Giannis. And maybe I'm crazy for that. Maybe I am.
Fair. You explained yourself out of a pickle. All right. I'm not going to get on you too hard for that now.
Make the short.
Make the short.
Let's see what everybody else says.
Make the short. I mean, big fucking trade, right? Big news. He's going to a big market. He's done everything in Milwaukee that he needed to do, so he gets to try to prove it with another team. Milwaukee trading in the East as well. Weird.
Yeah.
You know, that's
but I mean, look. When you get a package like that, I think they were just going for the best offer they can get. That was the best offer they were going to get. Like I said, I think they don't care who's winning around them. They have their own shit to figure out.
Do you think the Knicks made an offer?
I think they did, but
they weren't trying to give up too much.
Giannis wanted the Knicks more than the Knicks wanted Giannis. Which and you know what? I've gone back and forth since we had this discussion before. I've gone back and forth on it. It would have been interesting to see what the Knicks would have done if they didn't win the finals. But as Kanye said, I guess we'll never know. But
somebody would have got traded if they didn't win the finals.
Somebody would have got traded, right? It would have had to be either Mikal or Anunoby, which in hindsight, did you really want to – because Cat was going, and it would have been either Anunoby or Bridges in the deal to make the deal possible, and maybe like a McBride and somebody maybe picks. So realistically, did you want to do that? And again, it's a fair debate because I would take Giannis over Cat. I just would. Like, Giannis is that good. And Giannis and Brunson together, oh my God. Like, that's insane. So, like, I can get behind it. If they would have lost the final, and depending on how they lost the final, I think it would have been an interesting debate to see what the price would have been and if they really wanted to make that deal. Or if they would have kept the team together. Because this team together really gelled. Like, this is the thing about this Knicks team had great chemistry. You know, they all played together. They all wanted to when they had a common goal. Adding Giannis into that mix, sacrificing half the locker room to do it, would that have worked out? Maybe. I could see a world where it does, and I think Giannis does help this team because he's Giannis. He's a great player. He makes every team better. Like, on his day, he's a top 5 player in the league. Like, he just is. Like, he hasn't been healthy. He hasn't been playing. He's been buried in Milwaukee. But when he was good, he's a top 5 player in this league. Like, he just is. So, I understand it. And you pair him with Brunson, a better and healthier point guard than Damian Lillard. And Dame's great, but Brunson's just really good too. I don't know if I'm ready to say. I guess career, you take Dame over Brunson, but right now you take Brunson over Dame, absolutely.
Career, I'm taking Brunson. I get it. Dame has great moments. He has great scores, but he has won nothing in his career.
Yeah, it's true.
He's won jack shit.
He's won 2 playoff series his whole career. I'm gonna get flamed for that, but I think that's true.
Yeah, it's close enough.
He beat the Thunder in 7 that one shot.
Maybe he beat another team. He has some ridiculous buzzer beaters. Maybe it's 3 playoff series.
Right.
3, 4. Brunson's a champion. Like, and here's the thing, right? I think potentially if the Knicks were gonna do it, they probably would have got rid of. You have to keep Brunson and Hart, and try to keep Cat as much. And if you could try to keep,
you weren't keeping Cat.
But if you could have kept Cat, you do it, because Cat's shooting is very valuable. I like Cat's shooting a lot. So you could have gave up Anunoby and Bridges, and maybe Mitchell Robinson. Probably.
And Deuce McBride.
No, not
yeah,
Deuce.
you have to.
No. Okay, you know what? Fuck it. Fine, do it. And then you give
and Tyler Kolek and another prospect
also,
and 17 and a lot of first round picks.
Miami did get back Bobby Portis now. Let's talk Bobby Portis.
They did.
Solid player now. Miami got right there. Solid player in the trade. It's a solid piece. He can give you 15 a night.
He can.
That's not bad. They need all the help they can get.
They know.
Oh, because holy
Any
shit.
scoring is good scoring.
Any scoring is good scoring. Yeah, my goodness. But speaking of fucking crazy trades and good deals, another trade happened. I think it was like 2 days ago. And it involves one of the Chino Hill boys. He went to China. He played basketball over there.
You
Lamelo
know,
Ball.
yeah, Melo Ball gets traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves
To form
for
the
who?
fucking the funniest duo in basketball history. And Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball in the same backcourt. And Charlotte is getting Naz Reid, an unprotected 2033 first round pick, 3 first round pick swaps in 2028, 2029, and 2030, and 3
So
second round
realistically,
picks.
it's Naz Reid a 1 and 3 twos,
Yes.
and the first round picks in 7 years. So really, they got Naz Reid. Cool. I guess I'll start this off first. I think LaMelo Ball is a good player. I think he is. I think Minnesota needed a creative point guard for their team. I think they needed somebody who's an elite passer, and LaMelo Ball is that. LaMelo Ball is a good shooter, not great. He's a good overall scorer. I think he had a really good year with Charlotte as well. That Charlotte team was also really good. But that Charlotte team is so young, and they had to make a decision on somebody, and LaMelo Ball just kind of was the option. You have to pay a lot of players. I think the big three dynamic with Gobert, Ball, and Edwards could work in the West. I think that West is very wide open. I think they needed to make a move because you have the Spurs, you have the Thunder you're contending with. You know, the Rockets, even though they're shit, they also have a really good team though. You know, so you're always contending with Joker and the Nuggets. Like the 1-2 is gonna be the 1-2. You gotta fit yourself into that 3. You have to stand out in that 3 spot. And I think LaMelo Ball does help them do that. I think with Edwards scoring, Gobert's defense, and Ball's creativity, you have a pretty decent team. You're getting Dante DiVincenzo back as well, who's an elite scorer as well. You lost Julius Randle, that's fine though. Naz Reid's a big loss. That's your big 6 man right there. It's hard to replace. But I think with LaMelo scoring, you kind of outweigh that. So I don't hate this this Timberwolves team. I don't hate this move by them. I like it a little bit. I think it takes a lot of pressure off Anthony Edwards as well to be the point guard and to be the creator, quote unquote, of this team. And just let Ant just be Ant. Let him shoot, let him score, let him get what he's going to get. LaMelo is not going to get in his way. I promise you that. And let Rudy Gobert be Rudy Gobert. Him and LaMelo as a 1 and 5 together. Him throwing lobs to Gobert in the paint. That sounds like a great idea to me. So I don't mind this trade. You didn't really give up that much either. So if I'm the Timberwolves, I don't hate it. I think this is a great deal. And I think overall it's a fair trade for both of them. If I'm Charlotte, you're kind of turning to Kobe White as your point guard. Okay. That's not bad. Could be worse. You gave him a $84 million extension as well, so clearly that was always going to be your play. You get Naz Reid, who's an experienced veteran center that this team desperately needed. Now he's going to start. And you have Brandon Miller. You have Con Knipple. There's no. Now, more so, this really helps Minnesota a lot. I think it keeps them in that playoff pitch, keeps them in that 1 to 3 spot in the West. And the Thunder look a little bit shaky in the playoffs. And let's be honest, the Timberwolves, if they didn't get ravaged by injuries against the Spurs, Chad, I don't know. I'm just saying, they were hurt. Anthony Edwards was hurt against the Spurs, and they were giving them a game still.
One thing that I do want to say about this Minnesota Timberwolves team. I think they're gonna be making more moves because if you need a guard, go to them. Let me just name you some of the forwards and centers on this team, besides Rudy Gobert. Okay, Joan Behringer. Who? Kyle Anderson. Who?
Great poll. Great poll, if I'm being honest.
Enrique Freeman. Who? I'm not done yet. Joe Ingles.
Oh, hell yeah. Old man Joe. Balding Joe.
Obviously, they have Jaden
Jazz
McDaniels,
legend.
which is
Right.
your starter, right? That's fine. Julian Phillips. Who? Trey Kaufman-Rent. Who?
Great name. Honestly, great name.
So, but you hear the guards that they have: LaMelo Ball, Jalen Clark, Mike Conley, Dante DiVincenzo, Ayo Dosunmu, Anthony Edwards, Isaiah Evans, right? Josh Green, Bones Highland. They have Terrence Shannon. Their guards are stacked. They have amazing guards. Yeah, they're probably going to trade a couple of them for a nice 3-and-D wing. Let me tell you, because you fucking need it, okay? And when you got Ayo Dosunmu as your starting small forward, and he's 6'4", that's a problem.
Might need to make a trade.
That's a problem. And you just extended Dosunmu, so you keeping him for real. So do you really want him to be a starter or you 6-man? Probably 6-man. So you're going to have to bring in some other guys forward-wise in terms of free agency. So, and they traded away all of their good forwards. Traded them all away, besides Jaden McDaniels.
Right.
But this team is good. If they just fix that forward position, oh, man, they're going to be nasty, dude. If they can get a high upside, like 3-and-D, 4 or 3, whew, fantastic. Yes, you do it. I don't really have any players to throw out there, but I'm sure there are some players here that they could find. You can find them, but yeah, that's
Jaylen Brown.
That be perfect, but you'd have to give up Dosunmu, who you just gave a contract extension. So probably fucking not. Speaking of Jaylen Brown, let's get on that topic. Jaylen Brown, after the Bucks trade fell through with the Boston Celtics, and Jaylen Brown's name has been in trade talks for the last year and some change. The Celtics are still shopping Jaylen Brown, trying to get him off the fucking team. I don't know why. I think he's really good. Maybe he needs his own team to really grow and flourish into the player that he really wants to be. I don't know. I think it's foolish by the Celtics to get rid of him now after you did not get Giannis. Who else are you going to get that's going to be better than him? Remember, Jaylen Brown, Finals MVP.
Yep.
Was the second best player right behind Tatum or the first best player on a championship team. If you weren't going to get a player better than him, just keep him. But then you already fucked up the morale because now he knows that you wanted him out of there. So now he don't want to be there. So you're cooked. So you have to kind of trade him. Unless he fucking is like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll deal with it. I'll just deal. But probably not. Right? Jaylen Brown. A really great scorer. People were not expecting the Celtics to do anything last season. And then they made it to what? They were the 2 seed. Because of this man. He dropped 29 points a game. Like he was dogging teams out. And he was MVP voting.
He was the highest paid player at one point, too.
And he's really good. But who? And you're asking for so much to get him. No team wants to do that. They just don't. So now you got to keep him. Now you're in a bind.
I think this situation is it's really interesting, right? And it's interesting like in a bad way. Do I think Jaylen Brown's a great player? Yes. Do I think Jaylen Brown's elite? Yes. It's hard to say you want to move him when there's nobody else available. And if you didn't get Giannis, then why? Like at this point, the relationship is done. It's done, right? They know, like, if you're Jaylen Brown, how are you walking back into that organization when the entire offseason and even going into the playoffs was about we're trading this guy, we're trading this guy, we're trading this guy, we're getting Giannis, we gotta get off, we gotta move from this contract, we gotta free him from this contract, we gotta give the ball to Tatum. This is Tatum's team now. It's all Tatum's. How do you go back into the locker room? How do you go back into that practice and be like, we're all good? No? Okay. So it's like, and like you said, how like if you're the Celtics now, you lose every trade you make with him now. Like Kawhi? No. Kawhi's the only one I can think. Durant? No.
Yuck.
Like who's a realistic star that's upset that you can move for him? I can't think of one. I like.
And apparently the Celtics want 4 players and mad picks. You're not getting that,
like,
bro. You're not getting that
like,
now. You could have. You
like,
could have got
hearing,
that.
Like I'm hearing Atlanta is a destination.
Mm.
Who do they really have that they're willing to give up?
Yeah, they just made the playoffs and gave the Knicks a little fair
this
run
year
in the first couple games, right? Like they look good too.
Indiana, if you're keeping Halliburton and maybe you're trading Siakam, okay, you're making yourself better. Toronto, if you're trading Brandon Ingram had a great year with them. They seem to be playing really well together. Are you just sending him to Utah to get a bunch of great young players? Are you sending him to the Kings to fix themselves? The Mavs could be a spot. I don't know. Like, I think at this point, whatever trade you make, Boston loses in my standards. Because you're not getting a player of the quality of Jaylen Brown. You're just not. And you may get assets. You may get, somebody to pair with Jason Tatum. If you're trading with Toronto, if you're trading with Atlanta, you're getting a good young player, but you're not getting a star. Like, you're not getting for more. Well, that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's up for debate. But Jaylen Brown to me is if Giannis is the top 5 when he's good, Jaylen Brown's top 20 easily.
Yeah.
Maybe even top 15.
Yeah.
Easily in this league. So I don't know. I think in Boston's best interest, you keep Jaylen Brown because you're getting Tatum back. You have a
And Daniel has froze. Nice. All right, so I'm here to tell you guys. and Daniel's cooking, right? Keep Jaylen Brown. You keep the good player. You didn't. You swung and missed. Now you got to live with those repercussions, right? There you are. Daniel's back.
I'm back.
There you goes. So you were talking about how the Celtics just kind of need to stick it out with Jaylen Brown now.
Yeah, because I feel like they if he causes a headache, you caused it. You're the migraine. You started the migraine. You know what I mean? So it's like you're the problem here, bros. So I don't know. I don't know. We don't know how Jaylen Brown feels. Obviously, he hasn't come out and really said anything. But you have to imagine he's pissed. So, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is. If you're Boston, you just got to eat it. I think that's the best answer here. Because other than that, you get to keep Jaylen Brown. So what's the issue?
There is no issue. They fucking created it. They tried to get Giannis and they offered a lousy fucking package that realistically wasn't gonna work. Let's keep it a bean. You're trading only Jaylen Brown and 2 first-round picks. But why are you trying to have your cake and eat it too? You know what I'm saying? Like they really tried to finesse. Be like, no, just take Jaylen Brown and like a first-round pick that we don't give a fuck about. Yeah. No, I actually want Derek White too. No, I'm gonna actually have to get a Nemis Queta. I'm gonna need that guy too. Now I'm gonna need that first round pick because that's a really valuable first round pick, and Giannis is really valuable. And the Celtics were like, no, thank you. And then you're mad when Jaylen Brown is pissed off at you because you wanted to shop him for like a year straight. And he just dropped damn near 30 for you last year in a fucking fix-it year because Tatum was injured. You were second seed in a fix-it year. A fucking fix-it year. Keep the team, bro. If you see me and a bear in the forest, help the bear. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just help the bear. I don't get it. That was a pretty good analogy by me.
That was good.
Take credit for that. Anything else on this Jaylen Brown debacle?
I don't know. I don't know. I think I guess like, do I think he's gonna get moved? Would be the last thing to end it on. I do think they move him, but I don't. I think we're gonna very much disagree on what the return is, because there's no way you can get a decent return for this. But I do think they trade him.
Yeah. Like, let's just look at some teams. Like, what teams would we realistically say have enough assets to, number one, do the trade? You know what? What about Oklahoma City? Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren. Get Jaylen Brown in there. Still got Hartenstein. You got Matt. You got valuable picks. It's not a bad deal.
But here's the problem. The Celtics gave him $500 million.
That is true.
Can OKC afford that?
With some finagling, the salary cap doesn't exist, Daniel. It doesn't exist. It's fake.
That's true.
It's man-made. Okay. And that's it.
I mean,
it's the only thing, really.
I mean, look, no, that'd be stupid. Because I was gonna say I think Dallas could be fun, but then Boston's got to get Cooper Flag back. Like, they have to. Who else does Dallas have? You gonna trade for Kyrie Irving? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? Like, Dallas, I could see Dallas, but that doesn't really work. Houston, if they get rid of some young players, you pair Brown and Durant together.
Oh, yuck. It's just gross. They aren't going to do shit.
I mean, how much is Zion Williamson worth? Is he still available? Are we still talking about him enough? Is he considered a commodity anymore? No? Okay. Devin Booker? I mean, Devin Booker? No? Okay. Golden State has nobody. Kawhi? I feel about Kawhi. Kawhi? No. The Claw? No more? No, not the Claw.
There's nobody. Nobody, baby, nobody. There's nobody
I mean,
for you, nobody.
okay. You know
There's
what? Lewis.
nobody
You
to
know what,
accept
Lewis.
your
You know what?
trade.
You know what, Lewis? If Cleveland was smart, they trade either Evan Mobley or Jared Allen, and another player and a bunch of picks for Jaylen Brown. If Cleveland was smart,
I wouldn't mind that.
Donovan Mitchell, Jaylen Brown, and Evan Mobley or Jared Allen,
It's not bad.
wouldn't mind that.
It's not bad.
And for some reason, this league loves Evan Mobley.
They do. He's soft but skilled. He's soft
Right.
but skilled. But that doesn't work. You need grit. You need toughness, like Cat. All right. They call Cat soft. They try to write him off, but guess what? Mobley's softer than him.
True.
They really tried to write him off. Oh, but look at how skilled Mobley is. Yeah, no fucking bag. Fuck Evan Mobley.
But yet, I could see him being the centerpiece of the deal.
Yeah, probably. They do it.
Okay. If you're Boston, do you ask for Devin Mobley or Donovan Mitchell? I know you're gonna say. You ask for Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
You hate both. You hate both guys. I know you hate both guys.
I hate both of them.
Donovan Mitchell and Jason Tatum together, though, they put up numbers.
Yeah, they would. No defense from D. Mitch, though. That's the only problem. At least Evan Mobley could provide you some defense because he's long and has long arms, but because Jason Tatum's the focal point of the offense. So
Right.
Evan Mobley doesn't need to really do fucking much, just like in Cleveland. I guess for team building purposes, you could. But Donovan Mitchell's not a true point guard. That's the thing. Like, the Celtics need a true point guard. Like a pass first, playmaker point guard who could really fucking get crafty in the fast break. Maybe Ja Morant.
Let me see.
Why not?
Like a Ja Morant.
But then, even then, he has problems. Like, we don't want that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, NBA is fascinating. Like, there's all these people want to get traded, but there's nobody to fucking get traded. It's one of the weirdest things. There's always players who want to get traded, but there's never anybody to trade them for until they end up finding somebody, and then we shit on the deal. But I'm gonna shit on this deal a little bit. Julius Randle is a Brooklyn Net.
Yes, he is.
Would you look at that, chat? Would you look
he is.
at that? He got traded away in like a weird thing because I think Julius Randle's a good player. He's a specific archetype of player, right? And they traded him away because they needed to pay, some other guys, right? So it's a 3-team deal. The Brooklyn Nets get Julius Randle and the number 28 overall pick in the draft that recently happened. The Timberwolves gave up the.
God, we gotta fix the draft.
They get the 33 overall pick and forward Mo Gueye. And then the Bulls get center Nick Claxton. So it's interesting, right?
Something real quick.
They literally just salary dumped Randall's $33 million just so they can sign another player. Great.
Can I say something real quick that may be controversial as well? Why is Nick Claxton the best player in that deal?
Yikes.
Right? Like, that's the best player in the deal. Nick Claxton, I listen, casual NBA fans don't know Nick Claxton because nobody watches the Nets. True. But Nick Claxton's a good center. He's a good elite defensive center. He can shot block. He can rim protect. He can grab rebounds. He can score 15 points a game. Like, he's a decent little center there. Julius Randle is a scorer. That's about it. In his prime, he's a triple-double machine, absolutely. When he was with the Knicks, he was averaging that at one point for a season. So, Julius Randle has talent. He's really good. I don't know why the Nets I'll let you go. But I don't know why the Nets would give up such a good, young, controllable piece in Nick Claxton for Julius Randle.
Huh. The Nets are still far, 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 far away from even thinking about being a good team. Let it fuck contention. Fuck playoffs. Just being competent. That's what the Nets need to fucking focus on. Just be competent as an organization first. Right? Let's prioritize. Playoffs should be the last thing on that list. That is the fucking lifetime goal. Is just make the playoffs. That's it. But everything else, we gotta get fucking right. Nick Claxton probably ain't want to be there either. Fuck. I'm on a shitty ass team. Fuck, get me out of here, bro. Thank God. But then they traded him to the Bulls, another shitty team. So he's really not leaving mediocrity anytime soon. But this gives an opportunity for Julius Randle to really show off his talents, and for another team to take a flyer on him. Why not?
I mean, look, he brought the Knicks back to relevancy. Why can't he do it with the Nets? I mean, look, Julius Randle, I think he's really good. Is he a star? No. Does he need help? Yeah. Is he going to be the star in Brooklyn? Yeah. Is he going to lead them to 20 wins? No. He'll lead them to 17 wins. That's what's going to happen. Right? Like, and look, when you look at Brooklyn, they had 4 first-round picks last year. I can't name one of them. That's not... And for everything that goes on in the NBA draft, all the bullshit trades that happen, the fact that no team in the NBA wants to draft players, which is true. If you're not drafting between 1 and 10, you don't want to draft anybody. The fact that the Nets couldn't move any of those first-round picks last year and have to just eat them all, and all of them are draft and stash players, which is insane. The fact that the Nets couldn't do that, how bad of an organization can you be that you have 4 first-round picks and you can't move up or down or trade for a star? Nobody in the NBA does that. Nobody. How do you draft 4 players and not one of them's a stud? I can't name who they drafted last year. I have no fucking clue. They didn't play.
They got one guy.
One guy.
His name is Igor.
Right.
Demin. He's like a
they
good
drafted
pass first
4
point guard. He's like good.
They drafted 4 European players, and they're all draft and stash. All of them.
And one of them is
who's starting on this team.
One of them has potential. One of them.
You couldn't move any of these picks for a one player, a semi-decent superstar?
No.
Not even not even a top 10 guy, like a top 25 guy you could have traded for. And they couldn't even do that.
But they got Randall now, man. Come on. It takes time.
Listen. You just got to do what the Thunder did. Just keep getting draft picks. But the problem is that they have no superstars to trade. So it's like, damn, this organization sucks.
Yeah, they fucking blow. It's an awful organization.
Yeah, You know what's funny? Julius Randle's going to get cheered when he scores when the Knicks play the Nets.
Oh, 100%.
In Brooklyn.
100%.
He's going to get cheered. I love Julius Randle. You know, he was my guy for a while. So, and it's sad that he wasn't a part of the championship team because he deserves a lot of credit for what he did. He's going to get cheered when they're at Brooklyn because we love Julius Randle. So, shout out to him. But it's just like, damn, this guy can't catch a break.
No, he could not.
Like the Knicks just won a chip. The Timberwolves have a really good team they're building, and now you're a Brooklyn Net.
I know, right? Like, and you're not on it. You know what I mean? You're not going to be on those nice teams anymore. Ha. But speaking of one of those nice teams, the New York Knicks did something very good today. What was I going to say? I just blanked. Okay. They gave a 3-year deal to Jose Alvarado to bring him back to the New York Knicks. Jose Alvarado is here to stay for the next 3 years on the New York Knicks. Declined his player option and said, you know what? I'm staying home. And Daniel, how do we feel about this deal?
I think it's interesting, right? Because the Knicks have a very interesting offseason upcoming, right? They want to keep majority of this team. They can't, right? They just can't. Mitchell Robinson's a free agent. Clarkson's a free agent. Alvarado was a free agent. Uh, the whole starting five is under contract for a long time. Eventually, even though he took a pay cut, you're going to have to pay Jalen Brunson his money, and he's going to take it. So there has to be sacrifices somewhere, and it's going to come either with a trade or Mitchell Robinson, or they have to do some savvy, manipulation. They kind of had a choice between Landry Shamet, Jose Alvarado, and Mitchell Robinson. It seems like they've made their choice in Jose Alvarado, which I can understand, right? Landry Shamet was on a vet minimum. You could find guys like that anywhere. Robinson was going to be too expensive to keep. So you kind of have that sweet spot where Alvarado comes in, climbs player option, signs a cheap deal for more years. 3 years, $14 million, that's nothing in the NBA. Like, that's literally nothing. And, you like Jose Alvarado. He's a New York guy, Brooklyn guy, Queens guy. You brought him home. You keep him home. He won a title here. You know how much it means to him. He's going to be the guy in the locker room that's going to be, the voice, the vibes. He's going to be the New Yorker. So you want guys like that, right? And it's not like you're getting rid of, like, the best players on your team. You still have Brunson. You still have Anunoby. You still have Hart. You have Bridges. You have Cat. You have McBride. Just those kind of tweak pieces that are there that are not there anymore. So, but how you keep Alvarado, which is good. He's a good backup guard. Where I'm not expecting him to go out and be a superstar. He's probably the fourth best guard on this team. But he shows heart, commitment. He plays tough. He's a good defender. He's a savvy veteran now. He could score when he needs to. He had his playoff moment where he could prove he could shoot a three and shoot a clutch. And there are times when he's going to be out there on the court and he's going to be important. So I don't mind it. I like the fact that they were able to keep him. I think it was going to be a decision on a couple of guys who want to take a pay cut. So decided to stay. You love to see that. And yeah, you keep a good vibe guy around. You keep a good backup guard around. Gives a load off of Brunson for a little bit. He's a good player. Is he the best? No. Are there better options out there? Maybe. But for this team, this is the best option, right? I think that's kind of the situation where there are better players out there, but Jose Alvarado was a part of this team, and he gelled, and it worked, and they can get the best out of him, and he gets the best out of them. So it kind of works for both parties. He's a New York guy. He's here for 3 years. He's love to see it. So I don't mind the deal. I think was a really important part of this team. He's going to have to play a bigger role now because a lot of key guys are leaving. So we'll see how that works out. But I think overall, in a basketball sense, in a team sense, and an emotional sense, all things work out really well.
There you go. I mean, it's a great deal. I mean, he's a really good point guard, gives a lot of effort. So, and he just helped win a championship for the New York Knicks. Yeah, you try to keep as much of the team as you can and try to repeat. And then if you don't repeat, then we can start making some fucking moves and really getting rid of players, adding new players. But once you win the chip, you gotta try to run it back. You gotta. So yeah. I'm glad that they're able to bring Alvarado back. Is this a good omen that they could bring Mitchell Robinson back? I hope so.
No, he's gone. I've already committed. He's gone. He's gonna be a Laker or he's gonna be, I don't know. He's going somewhere, and the Knicks are signing somebody for a vet minimum. That's what's gonna happen.
Yo, Can it be a good omen, bro? Shit hasn't happened yet, bro. Watch, bro. Cat's gonna take a pay cut. He's gonna get extended. He's gonna take a pay cut to keep Mitch. Watch.
Okay.
Watch, bro. Because they're boys. You know what I'm saying?
They are boys.
They're boys. You know? And fucking Mike Brown really got the best out of Mitchell Robinson. You want to know why? Because he didn't fucking play him a lot. So if fucking Mitchell Robinson's your starting center, be wary. He may break down. We got to be weary.
Listen, some team he wants starting center money. The Knicks aren't giving him that.
Yo, chill out, Mitch. Yo, chill out. You just want to chip. You know what I'm saying? Take a little discount. You know what I'm saying? If the captain took a discount, I think you can too, cowboy. Come on. All right, with you and your big monster trucks.
Listen, not everybody can be the captain.
Not everybody can be the king of New York.
Not
everybody could be the Josh to my heart. You know what I'm saying?
He's taking what?
Yo, that shit was so funny.
He's taking what? Jalen Brunson taking it all in. What?
That shit was so funny. It's good to be the king. Hold up. This shit is so funny, dude. I gotta show it on the screen. For those of you who don't keep up with shit like this.
This is what my dumbass team does. This is what the NBA championship team does, by the way.
Let me pull it up right here. Let me pull this up real quick. All right. And there we go. We're just going to pull it right here. And this is why, they really won because of the power of friendship, bro. This shit is crazy. All right, here we go. So, right, Jalen Brunson, right? New York Magazine, right? Very popular magazine here in New York. And he's the cover, obviously. Knicks just won a championship. He's the best player, so he gets a cover. All right, it says New York. It's good to be the king. In font right here, Jalen Brunson takes it all in by Tom Clute. And Josh Hart, he goes, I beg your pardon? He does what?
And you know what? You just know on their next podcast, James is gonna be like, bro, why? Bro, why? Why? Why do we do this? Why? Why do we do this, man? It's always you. It always gotta be you.
And you know what's funny? Josh Hart's gonna be like, bro, come on. You read the title, right? Son, that's crazy.
Josh would be like, but do you though? Like, do you? Are you taking it all in? Like, are you? Like, I don't know. It seemed weird to me.
He's gonna open the podcast with that. So Jalen, how are you taking it all in this week?
You're like, come on, man, why?
Oh
why?
My God, bro, why? You're childish. You are a child.
We just want a chip. Could you be a normal person for 5 minutes?
Bro,
it's just a magazine.
Bro, that title's crazy, is it not, bro? That's come on, bro.
It's just a magazine, bro.
Bro, but bro, you're taking it all in, bro. I just want to be more like you and take it all in. Oh my God. God bless him. Woo. God bless him. My God. Woo. Oh yeah. Oh, that's hysterical. All right. Woo. All right, let's get let's get into some World Cup action. Okay? The World Cup's been going on. You got fucking hat tricks galore. I just learned what this is called, a brace.
Yes.
which means
A brace is 2 goals in the game.
Scored 2 goals
Yes.
in the game. Just learned
Yay,
that.
we're learning. We're learning soccer, guys. Let's go.
Never knew what that shit meant. I was like, brace. He doesn't have anything on. Like, what is he? What are you talking about, brace? What do you mean? And then they're like, no. It's 2 goals. I'm like, the fuck? All right.
Yes, go to brace.
Weird ass shit. Anyway,
We're learning soccer.
we're learning soccer, but we're learning that a team that was dominant 4 years ago is still very much so dominant now, and that is France. They just had a guy drop a hat trick, 3 goals in the game, and it wasn't Mbappe. Oh boy, that's fucking scary. So they're fucking dominant. They're the best team. They're fucking blowing teams out the water. They're not even competing. It's not even close. The only team that could probably rival them is Argentina, and that's because they have Messi. That's it. But even then, is it going to be enough? I don't know. Daniel, how are you feeling about this French team and any other teams that could be a good opposition to them?
Yeah, I mean, this French team is really good. They're led by, the current best player in the world in Kylian Mbappe. They have 2 elite scoring wingers in Ousmane Dembele and Michael Olise, who are very, very well skilled. The midfield is scary. It's young, and they have rotation there. Their defense is solid. Goaltenders are really good as well. They're a good team. They're a really great team. They were penalty kick away from the finals last year, so who say they can't do it again? They went perfect in their group. They had 10 goals and scored 10 goals, gave up 2. They have some really good teams too. Senegal is a really good team. Norway has a really good team as well. And Norway, it's like that game against Norway where Dembele scored the hat trick on Mbappe. They didn't need to win. They just did it anyway. Both teams didn't need to win. They both already advanced, but France made a statement, and Norway kind of played like their B roster. But yeah, this French team is really, really good. Like, they're going to be in the semifinal. They should be in the semifinal by at least to their standard. In terms of teams that I think could pose a threat, obviously Argentina, they have Messi. They have a really good midfield as well. They're playing really well right now. They're picking up where they left off. In terms of who else I like, England's always a threat. They have the best pure goal scorer in Harry Kane. Elite striker, elite goal scorer there. Midfield's also really solid, matches up really well with with France's. With Jude Bellingham and some other players defensively also really good. Goaltending is kind of where they're iffy. I really like Germany. Germany's young and strong. Their goaltending, they have experience. With Manuel Neuer back there, has been there for like fucking 20 years. Anthony Rudiger is really good. Their defense is really good. Attacking wise, they're young. Florian Wirtz leads their way. They have a really young player in Under who's also really well skilled. So they have a really good young team as well. I like Germany. Their midfield's kind of a bit weaker than France's right now, but they play Germany. How we always describe Germany is that they don't have a superstar. They just field a really good team with great players. That's what Germany is. You can never count out the Netherlands. Netherlands are always in as well. Brazil also has probably one of the best attacking threats in the World Cup, with a very underrated midfield, in my opinion. Defense, where they kind of lack. Brazil also has a really fun team this year. Yeah, the Netherlands also, you never write the Netherlands off. Spain is probably going to be their biggest threat because they have Lamine Yamal, and that's kind of the second best player in this tournament in terms of who came into the tournament. But Spain, they just won the Euro. All their players came back. Their defense is elite. Their midfield is great. And attacking-wise, they have Lamine Yamal, so they always have a threat to score. So Spain's probably their biggest threat, I would say. So I think if France is really good. France is probably one of the co-favorites, apart from Spain. But I think it's going to depend on the matchup. It's going to depend on, the form they're in, who they play up against, their kind of bracket, because it's a little bit different this year in terms of how the World Cup is going, so the bracket's a little bit differently. So depending on who they match up with, their path to the final can either be easier or harder This year, it seems like you're a top team. Your path's a bit easier. So, France in a semifinal, I wouldn't be surprised at. But along the way, if they play a team like Germany, like England, like Norway again, maybe, like I don't hate that matchup for the opposing team. So I think there are really good teams in this tournament. There's a couple real like common favorites. In terms of underdogs, those are kind of hard to predict, but I think France has a really good chance to win this whole thing. So I think there's a lot of different teams, a lot of different. Like you could give me a team, and like I think there's a lot of different paths they can go on. So
Now, Daniel, you didn't
yes.
say one team that we're all thinking about.
Oh, I didn't I? Oh, why didn't I?
Well, why didn't you name the big US of A?
How do I want to say this? I guess I see the writing. Like again, I don't want to get too high on this team, and I've been saying this for a while. This USA team is very good. It's very good. They have problems that they really haven't been answered, right? So because I'm assuming you and Jess and other viewers aren't aware, when you get picked to host a World Cup, right? You're automatically in it. Like you're automatically in it. Like you're not like every other nation has to go through qualifying and go through qualifying games in their own kind of separate tournament and bracket, right? So USA didn't have to do that. So for 4 years, USA did not play a competitive international soccer game in 4 years. Now, neither did Mexico, neither did Canada. That's fine. In those 4 years, so much shit has gone down with this USA team. It's a completely different team than what it was 4 years ago. So the fact that they didn't have a competitive game, it's a new manager, it's a new director of football there, it's a new kind of, all the players are different. Your goaltender should be your one standard the entire time. That's never changed. So the goaltender for USA has changed. So like this team has just gone through so much drama and controversy, and on top of that, the pressure of hosting the World Cup and the unfair expectations that gets put on this team every time they play in a World Cup. Like USA is not a soccer nation. I'll be the first to say it. Soccer can be played here, and soccer is fun here. People want to support it, but we're not known for it. We're not a powerhouse for it. So it's why when we go to the World Cup, everyone says, "Oh, but USA, USA, USA." We're not beating France. We're not beating Germany. We're not beating the Netherlands. We're not beating England. Okay? Like we weren't doing that. Now I will say to keep it fair, I think this team is really, really good. And if there was ever going to be a year and a chance they can compete, not win, compete with those teams, it would be this team, right? Christian Pulisic is a really superstar player, right? Flo Balogun has gone off to a great start as a tournament of goal scorer. Weston McKennie, Tyler Adams, Malik Tillman has been surprises in the midfield, McKennie especially. Defensively, the 3-in-the-back system has worked. Matt Freeze in goal hasn't been tested yet, but that's fine. That's kind of my big concern right now. And then the coach, Mr. Pochettino, because I don't know, you don't know him. I know you don't. I love you. You're a casual, right? You and just casuals. So Pochettino was a coach in England for a long time. He coached Tottenham. Tottenham was one of the top teams in England. He got screwed out of the Tottenham job because of political reasons and whatever. But he had really good teams there. And they were always very, very competitive. He never won anything. He lost the Champions League final at one point, but he didn't win anything there. Goes to PSG, gets screwed in Paris by PSG. Then he kind of just wanders around for a little bit, and he ends up with the USA job, right? So he got the job in 2024. And in those 2 years, he's had good results. He's had bad results. They've had good wins. They've had bad wins. They won a trophy. They lost a trophy. They couldn't beat Mexico. They couldn't beat Canada, but they beat everybody else. They didn't play a top team, and when they did, they got shelled. So, but it's Pochettino is a coach. This is what I've always said. Pochettino is a coach that is up to the level of these players. Every player in this starting 11, apart from Matt Freese in goal, plays in Europe. That's a big thing. The fact that they play in Europe and they are successful in Europe is a massive, massive deal for this USA national team. That never used to happen. So, because of the quality in Europe and because the quality is so much higher in Europe than it is in the United States in terms of soccer and how it's played and how football is played over there and how it's managed, because Pochettino is a coach that has coached in England and has been successful, he's a coach, I feel like, who's up to that standard for this group. This group will respect him, they'll listen to him, and they'll listen to his ideas. And in turn, he'll do the same because he knows they're at that level too. So that's why I think it's a great match for both parties. This USA team has advanced to the fact that they now need a world-class coach to coach them. That's a great statement. They're so good, they need a better coach to coach them. That was the problem 4 years ago and throughout before they got Pochettino. Like, that's how good this USA team is. Like, they need a coach of that quality to help them out. So, Pochettino is that guy. And in the first two group games, why are we concerned?
What the fuck is a kilometer?
What's a kilometer?
What's a centimeter?
What's a Paraguay? But like they played 2 games against, Paraguay was a really, really good defensive team. And they really embarrassed Paraguay. They didn't really need to show out in the second half, but they did anyway. Everyone stepped up, outside of Pulisic injury. Everyone played up to a great level and a great standard. So that was a great win in that first game. Australia was a tough test. It's dominant. They're well defensively and they're bullies. So it was like, okay, how can this USA team respond to being bullied? And they responded really well. They pushed back, they got physical, and they got 2 really good early goals, and they beat the Australians 2-0. And Australia was talking mad shit online. So they go out, they beat Australia 2-0. They look great again. They're playing Country Roads. They have an anthem. They have a song, right? And you're starting to see a togetherness with this team. This team is very similar to the 2022 team, right? That 2022 team was young, really young, and they got shell-shocked, and they made it to the round of 16, but they got destroyed by the Netherlands, which was going to happen. Like, they got shell-shocked. So this is a very similar team that has grown and matured and now wants to, for lack of a better term, they don't want to go out sad, right? They want to put on a show here in the U.S., and they want to play in front of these crowds, and they want to do right by them. So they do that. They play Australia really well. And they play so well that they advance to the second round of the next phase of the tournament. They win their group. So they get to the Turkey A game. And Turkey A is out. They're eliminated. So they can kind of, I don't know what's happening over there. But Turkey A, they do what they need to do.
Yo, so the chat. Chat is great. First off, the name of this guy. Big Balls McGee.
Nice.
69.
Nice.
He goes, good evening. Big balls on your chin.
Nice.
I just had to laugh at that. I had to laugh.
You know what? We do it to ourselves. This is a makeup stream. This is what happens when we miss the main stream on Sunday.
Good evening.
This is on us.
BB McGee. Good evening.
BB McGee. But anyway, they played Turkey yesterday. They lose to Turkey A. It's fine. The game didn't matter. They rested all their best players anyway. They didn't want to take a chance. They didn't want to get injured. So they move on, and now they play Bosnia-Herzegovina in the round of 32 on Wednesday.
That's right, brother. That's right. I know that's right. America.
Come
on now, brother. It's America time, brother.
And Bosnia also has been a surprise in this tournament as well. No one expected them to be this good. But they keep winning.
Yeah, and also big BB McGee.
Hmm.
He put laughing emojis like y'all are awesome. Thank you, Mr. McGee.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We love the name. Love the name. Just,
Great name.
just such a
It's a great name.
just such a crazy name to see just pop up in my chat. Oh my god. But USA, good team, but can they beat a powerhouse? We shall see. We shall see. Maybe. Maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe.
Look,
Maybe.
it's gonna be tough. I don't think if we're being realistic, best case scenario, they make it to a quarterfinal, and that would be historic. Like if they make it to a quarterfinal, it'll be historic for this nation. Like it would absolutely galvanize this entire team. So yeah, I hope for the best for this team. Now as the World Cup now shit starts getting real because now you're in elimination games. Now it's all about you have to win every single game from this point on.
That's right.
So when the back's against the wall, we'll see how USA responds because this is the first time they're going to face any real pressure. But can we also just say how great these European crowds are?
Oh, they're fantastic. I had to go to Times Square recently. They're awesome. They're all amazing.
They're great.
They're fantastic.
Like the Norwegians that were here in Times Square, they were great.
They were rowing. They were
They were
rowing.
rowing. When the Brazilians were here first, they were great. The Scots in England, the Dutch in Kansas City, like they're all fantastic. Like they have, and it's so funny watching them like react to American culture. Like, you guys got 24-hour fast food.
That's right.
Like we never heard of a Waffle House. This is the greatest place on earth.
Yo, I haven't been. Yo, real talk. Let's go to a Waffle House, yo.
We go to Waffle House.
I haven't been to a Waffle House in so long. It's been so long since I've been to one. I genuinely love to go to another Waffle House. Where's the closest Waffle House? Waffle House. There we go. Let's see. Where's the closest Waffle House to me?
That's a good question.
Not Brooklyn Waffle House. The fuck they think I want? There ain't no Brooklyn Waffle House. What is this? This is a random ass restaurant. This ain't no real Waffle House, baby. Waffle House, yeah. Not this one. I don't want that one. That's the wrong one. Don't do that ever again. Oh my god.
There's
bro.
one. There's one. Is this it? No. This can't be.
Why does it keep popping up Brooklyn Waffle House? I swear to God, if it does this shit again, I'm gonna flip.
Is this a Waffle House?
Bethlehem, PA. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to Pennsylvania, chat. Yep, there it is. Waffle House, baby.
You know what's funny? I have one closer to me.
Yeah.
Plainsfield, New Jersey. Actually, no.
That's not it.
No, nope. Bethlehem, PA.
Yep.
Well.
So
I guess that's where we're going.
Making the trip. How far? Not a bad drive. Not a bad drive.
Well, it's also 11 o'clock at night.
Right, fine, bro. What? You think we going to Bethlehem, PA in the middle of the day? Nah, we going early as fuck or late as fuck.
Even if we go in the morning, we're still cooked.
No, we're not. No. If we leave at 4 in the morning, if we leave at 4 in the morning, we'll be alright.
4 in the morning.
Yeah. We'll be okay.
Well, yeah. No, I love the European crowds. They're great. They're awesome. They found out that we get free refills on our water, and they kind of flipped out. That was funny.
Wait, what? You guys could just get water? Yeah.
For free?
Yeah, bro. It's crazy, isn't it? I know. Yeah. Isn't America great? Yo, America's so cool. But you know what else is great? And this is gonna be our final topic of the day. The New York Mets. The team that we saw last night. Saw them on
Yes,
Thursday.
we did.
They lost to the Chicago Cubs.
Of course.
In extra innings, 4-3.
Listen, the minute we sat down, you give up 3 runs. Like clockwork. Fred Peralta was cruising through 5 innings. We're like, we should hurry up back to the seats. The game's almost over. The minute we sit down, gives up 5 runs. Good guy.
Yep. And so the Mets lose the game, right? And the next morning, Daniel gets a beautiful notification on his phone. Daniel, the floor is yours.
You want to read it?
The floor is yours, Daniel. What did you see on your phone this morning that made you so fucking excited? Go.
To quote myself, I via this Bleacher Report article by Julia Slumberg, hope I'm not pronouncing that wrong. Carlos Mendoza was fired by New York Mets, and interim manager Andy Green was selected. So I said in this texted group chat, praise be, praise be, praise be. God is real and has answered my prayers. The devil has been banished from my franchise. Thank you, God. Next line. Guys, we saw history last night. This fucking loser, we saw his last fucking game as an MLB manager. Now, the Mets are still going to be shit, but at least this loser is gone. And I sent that, and then I put the gift of Jordan crying with the Larry O'Brien trophy with the Meek Mills quote. I used to pray for times like these, because I did. So Carlos Mendoza got fired by the Mets today. I mean, it's been long overdue. How am I going to phrase this? How do I want to? I think I'll say this first. I think I want to be fair to Carlos Mendoza. I don't fully blame him for what has happened to this franchise. I don't. Carlos Mendoza was not a decent manager, but he was a good prospect manager, right? You know, he had 2.5 years with this team. This was, the first year he was okay. You know, his team was kind of vibing a little bit. And then, last year's team was just so much fun. You had so many great stories and history moments happening. You know, they almost beat the Dodgers. They go to the championship series. You have Pete Alonso homes run, and Carlos Mendoza's leading this team. That's it's hard to do that. It's hard to bring a team to a championship series in the NL or AL, right? He did that. Or it was 2 years ago, he did that, right? So he clearly, he's a good manager to some degree, right? Something's in there. Something's in there. It's there. And it's just, this team this year, it did not work. He could not galvanize it. He could not get them together. And you could tell the vibe in the locker room was just totally off. And this team was just off. And he could not find it. And that's not entirely his fault. And the bullpen was the bullpen. Starting rotation is starting rotation, right? At some point, you have to put onus on the players, right? Because when your starters aren't going 5 innings every game, you kind of got to tax your bullpen. When your lineup's not hitting, you can only change the lineup so much, right? When you lose your first baseman, your center fielder, your shortstop gets hurt, your replacement first baseman gets hurt, your left fielder gets hurt, and you're forced to play kids, and you're playing a shortstop at third, you're playing a second baseman at first, you're playing a third baseman at second. You got 2 young guys in center field and right field who are killing it. You have a superstar to manage in Juan Soto. Like, there's a lot to do with him on with this team. But it could have been easier, right? You could have had Alonso, Nimmo, McNeil, and you could have had a different rotation. You could have did something better, and for that, I blame our boy, Big Brain David Stearns, right? It felt like every time David Stearns spoke, it was never any blame on him. It was never, it's my fault. This team's got to perform to a different level. I did not do this the right way. It just seemed like Carlos Mendoza was always getting majority of the flack, and he was the scapegoat for this team. And it got to the point where he couldn't do that anymore. Or, like, he had to go. Like, you have to get rid of the scapegoat eventually. So, now all the pressure shifts to David Stearns, and now everybody's looking towards him, right? This is how it goes. First you fire your manager, then you fire your GM, right? Big brain David Stearns built this roster. He let Pete Alonso walk. He traded Brandon Nimmo. He traded Jeff McNeil, right? He traded for Freddie Peralta. He signed Jorge Polanco. He hasn't played. He signed Bo Bichette, who hasn't been great. He got Juan Soto over across the line. Great. What has he done? He didn't fix starting outside of Nolan McLean. Kodai Senga is trash. Sean Manaea is terrible. David Peterson, you had to trade him. This bullpen is okay, but Devin Williams is a fucking heart attack. Like, you're telling me Devin Williams is the closer in the big 2026? Why? It's like, I think Carlos Mendoza did the best he could with a very, very subpar roster. And Lewis, you could tell us this, when Jared Young is your first baseman, when MJ Melendez is your left fielder, and when you're telling me that I'm going to have to rely on Carson Bench, who's a rookie, and AJ Ewing, who's a rookie, who are 20 and 21 respectively, to be the superstars of my team that needs to contend for a World Series, I can't take that seriously. So I don't blame Carlos Mendoza for doing what he needed to do, but somebody had to fall on the sword first. And it had to be him. That's the unfortunate part. Could there have been a good manager instead of Carlos Mendoza? I think so. I think he had a lot of the tools to do it. But I think when you look at this roster and how the team has performed and how it's all come crumbling down, you have to blame your manager. And that's the unfortunate part. I think David Stearns needs to follow in suit. He needs to go. Get him out of my team. If Carlos Mendoza was the devil, then David Stearns is Lucifer, the king. He's the king of hell. Like, there's no other way. So, and to be honest, to me, this move seems like it was a Steve Cohen move. I think Steve Cohen got involved and was like, enough's enough. We gotta do something. He gotta go. He gotta go. Like, we don't have a choice anymore. So they hired Andy Green. Andy Green is an interesting story. He was a manager of the Padres for like 9 years. Then he moved to the front office, to the Mets front office, to help consult them and help be with them. Then I forget who his friend is in the front office, but he went to go work with one of his friends. But now he's going to be the Mets manager to the end of the year. He's not going to stay as the Met manager. They have announced that he's going to return to the front office when the year is done. So, who is going to be the next Met manager? I don't know. There's a couple of names right now, a couple of names floating around. Two of which I don't love, one which that I like. And yeah, I think this is the Mets symbolizing that they're waving the white flag, that this team is arguably terrible. They lost again today. They are 37-50. They are going nowhere. Trade everybody. Fire everybody. Everybody needs to go. Very tough.
Tough, you know. Shout out Juan Soto though. Shout out my guy. Yeah, yeah.
Weak ground ball to second with the bases loaded, by the way.
765 million, but can't elevate the ball. Yikes.
Listen, when you watch the Mets, everything that you think can go wrong goes wrong. When you commit 6 errors in one game, a part of me is like, yeah, we would do that. And a second part of me is like, well, that's David Stern's fault. And a third part of me is like, you know, it's like the Jet kid, where it's like, I hate it here. I was born into this, but I'm not leaving. It's just the Mets, you know. What we do. I've committed this long. I'm gonna continue to be here for as long as they're here.
Yep. Do you got anything to close us out on? Anything you want to say?
The food was good. We had good food.
Yo, City Field food always banging, bro.
Best thing you ate yesterday.
Yo, that cornbread pork thing, banging.
That was good.
That thing was it was soft, and the pork had great flavor. It was delicious. The chopped cheese egg rolls,
Those were good.
those were banging. And then the chopped cheese patty from Kwame's Palace.
You know what? To be fair, because I think we have to give fair warning. What was the one item we didn't like?
Oh, it was like Korean fried chicken sandwich from Soulbird.
That shit was ass.
That shit was dog shit. You know, maybe if the chicken was a bit more juicy, it would have been way better, and the bread was a little bit less fucking like cardboard. It would have tasted good, but the chicken was like dry and hard, and the bread was also like a fucking cinder block. So, yeah, don't get that shit from Soulbird. Everything else though, fire, fantastic. Get the egg rolls.
And the Palafrita steak sandwich was good.
Their steak sandwiches go fucking stupid. They're always good, man.
They do.
It's tender. The bread is nice. The cheese is there. Oh, it's everything, and it's big. It's a big ass sandwich when you think about it. So you share that with somebody, you're pretty much good for like innings. Like you're fine. Like you don't really need to get anything else. That's pretty much it.
The one thing that we didn't get that I wanted to get because I forgot was they have the chopped cheese pizza, or like the cheesesteak pizza, I think it's called. It's like a slice. You know how like with pepperoni pizza, like they kind of just throw the pepperoni on there with like the pepperoni oil. It's like that, but with like cheesesteak, and they put like cheese with the cheese on top. That was the one thing I did want to try that we didn't get. But that's why we're going back in July.
We're going back again. We're spinning the block.
And guess what? I'm not watching this team again. We're going to go for the food.
In the five.
Because they're going to get shelled by the Dodgers.
Yes.
And it was bark at the park night, too. So a lot of cute dogs. So that was fun.
No dogs fighting. Didn't see any dogs fighting, though. Which is good. Well-trained dogs.
Well-trained dogs.
Well,
W dogs.
W Doge. But
W Doge.
if you don't have anything else, that's gonna do it for me. And yeah, shout out to a nice Friday stream. I forgot it was Friday.
It was a nice Friday stream.
I had to look up at my right side and I see Friday. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? This is crazy.
Crazy, but we're here.
We're here.
We did it.
We did it. We did it, baby. We'll see you guys on Sunday. Coming up, it will be.
We have a lot to talk. We have a lot to talk about on Sunday.
Where's my?
Stay tuned for that.
Where's something that I could use as a gavel? That'd be great. Oh man, if I had a fucking judge's gavel, order in the court,
Order.
order in the court, because we
Listen,
got
a lot of people are in trouble. We got kidnappings to talk about. We got we got domestic violence maybe talk about. Maybe allegedly.
gun in your kitchen.
Gun in your kitchen. Division reviews talk about. Maybe some NFL stuff. Some NBA stuff coming up. We got a lot. We got a lot. A lot coming up.
Tune in for the
It's gonna
fucking
be a fun,
Get Back
fun Sunday.
courtroom.
Jess will hopefully be here.
Jess will hopefully be here. I hope she can. And yeah, we shall see on Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, take it easy. Peace out.